Good day everyone, my name is Angeline Eleonera from BE Ed 1F, and today I will discuss about the government policies and laws pertaining to science and technology. So, to improve and strengthen science and technology including research development, it is necessary that government enact laws. Several laws have been enacted by Congress since 1958 to present. So they are as follow. So we have Republic Act 2067. It is the Science Act of 1958. It is an act to integrate, coordinate, and intensify scientific and technological research and development, and to foster invention to provide funds therefore and for other purposes. Next, we have the Republic Act 3589, an act amending Republic Act 2067, modifying the National Science Development Board, National Institute of Science and Technology, and the Philippines Atomic Energy Commission, extending tax exemption, privileges and grants, and requests and donation for scientific purposes to private educational institutions and for other purposes enacted on June 22, 1963. Next, we have the Republic Act 5207. It is an act providing for the licensing and regulation of atomic energy facilities and materials, and establishing the rules of liability for nuclear damage and for other purposes. This act was approved on June 15, 1968 in order to encourage, promote, and assist the development and use of atomic energy for peaceful purposes as a means to improve the health and prosperity of the inhabitants of the Philippines and to contribute and accelerate scientific, technological, agricultural, commercial, and industrial progress. Next, we have the Presidential Decree Number 49, Series 1972, that established the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services, which is the PAG-ASA. Its function was to provide environmental protection and to utilize scientific knowledge to ensure the safety of the people. Next is the Presidential Decree Number 334, Series 1973. It is created the Philippine National Oil Company to promote industrial and economic development through effective and efficient use of energy resources. Next is the Republic Act 8749. The Philippine Clean Air Act of 1999 was enacted by Congress on June 23, 1999 to protect and preserve the environment and ensure the sustainable development of its natural resources. Next is the Republic Act 8792. It is an act providing for the recognition and use of electronic commercial and non-commercial transactions and documents, penalties for unlawful use thereof and for other purposes, passed in June 15, 2000. This act aims to facilitate domestic and international dealings, transactions, assignment, agreements, contracts, and exchanges and storage of information through the utilization of electronic, optical, and similar media mode, instrumentality, and technology to recognize the width and reliability of electronic documents related to such activities and to promote the universal use of electronic transactions in the government and the general public. Next is the Republic Act 9367, which is the Biofuels Act of 2006. It is an act to direct the use of biofuels, establishing for this purpose the Biofuel Program, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. So this act was enacted by Congress on June 12, 2007 to develop and utilize indigenous and sustainable sources, clean energy sources to reduce dependence on imported oil. Next is the Republic Act 9513, which is the Renewable Act of 2008. It was passed by Congress to accelerate the development of the country's renewable energy resources, by providing fiscal and non-fiscal incentives to private investors and equipment manufacturers, fabricators, or suppliers. Next is the Republic Act 10175, Philippine Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, passed September 12, 2012. It is an act defining cybercrime, providing for the prevention, investigation, suppression, and the imposition of penalties therefor and for other purposes. Next is the Republic Act 10612. It is an act expanding the coverage of the science and technology scholarship programs and strengthening the teaching of science and mathematics in secondary schools and for other purposes. This act shall be known as the Fast Track Science and Technology Scholarship Act of 2018. It shall strengthen the country's science and technology education by fast-tracking graduates in the science, mathematics, and engineering who shall teach in secondary schools throughout the country. Towards this end, scholarships shall be provided to finance the education of talented and deserving students in the third year of college and pursuing a degree or training in the areas of science and technology, and to provide incentives for them to pursue a career in teaching in high schools in their home regions. Last is the Republic Act 10844. It is an act creating the Department of Information and Communication Technology, or the DICT, which was signed into law on May 23, 2016. In accordance with the law, the Department of Information and Communications Technology, or the DICT, shall be primary policy planning, coordination, implementing, and administrative entity of the executive branch of the government that will plan, develop, and promote the national ICT development agenda.